Welcome back, guys, to another tier video. This time we're going to be tier ranking all of the romance anime that I have seen. Well, not all of them. I've set a list here. We got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 total romance animes that I have personally seen, and we're going to tier rank them here from S tier to D, and also which ones I would likely recommend to you and which ones I would like kind of say like, you can give it a chance, but if you don't like it, don't put it on me because I gave you that heads up. But let's get straight into the video, and we're gonna start off with Kimi no Doki from Me to You. This one is currently on its third season, a brand new third season that it's exclusively available on Netflix. The first two seasons I discovered through Crunchyroll. It's a pretty slow burn anime. I remember reading the manga at the time too, and just seeing how long every chapter was and how long it ended up progressing to eventually, the ending. But I kind of knew off the bat from not reading, but watching the anime that we were in for like a slow burn romance. It's a cute, adorable one. It's very cute. There's a lot of certain topics that it talks about: discovering yourself, the popular crowd. It takes place in a high school, making new friends, misunderstandings. It has all of the common romance anime tropes in there, but not too overbearing. I did enjoy the first two seasons, even though every moment I was like, when are they gonna confess? When are they gonna confess? And that goes with any anime romance that people get attached to. It's like, when the MC and the female MC gonna confess? Why is there so many misunderstandings? Why can't I just clear it up? But that's the beauty of it. Sometimes slow burns can be really good if it can be really good if it's done effectively, right? Obviously it's not on my list, but we have Rent a Girlfriend. That's considered a slow burn, but that to me is like a slow motion slow burn because we've been through so much. But that's a video for another day because I can go on about that one. But from Me to You, it's a cute romance anime. I believe this third season is going to be the finale. I believe it is based off the pacing with the chapters and stuff. So I think it's in the final season, and first two seasons, like I said, very enjoyable. If you're into that slow burn anime romance style, I would personally give this one. I would give it an A. I found it very enjoyable myself. Ooh, here's one of the first romance ones that I discovered, like an old school one, Maid Sama. That one I enjoyed. For me, it was such a nostalgic watch as I rewatched it a couple weeks ago. Like I like to rewatch a lot of episodes in anime that I've seen from the very beginning, and now rewatching it again to kind of maybe there's things that I miss, maybe there's things that I could find Easter eggs, foreshadowing, all that stuff. But this one there were certain episodes that did carry on to the next, right? But then sometimes episodes kind of fell out of place, and we're like, oh, we were here, but now we're here. Sometimes there was little mini arcs where it did correlate. Usui, I can see why a lot of people in the anime community can see him as like a stalker, maybe a little bit of a gaslighter, manipulator, but he did it in such a way where, like, back then people were like, oh, he's just very endearing, and he's got that cool vibe that you kind of get a sense off of him. He's genuinely deep down a good person. I read the manga after I finished the anime because I was genuinely intrigued, because it did end on a happy note. I'm not going to spoil it unless you guys haven't already seen it. It did end on a good note, right? It did take a lot to get there, a lot of pushback, a lot of like not wanting to give in because of her character being such a strong upfront character, and she's the ideal woman, right? And I feel like that's why it took so long to get us to that point. This one is considered a slow burn as well. The payoff was good. I was genuinely happy with watching it. It was pretty funny. There was a lot of memorable scenes. So I was that intrigued in it that I wanted to see how the manga completed. And manga is definitely a better read. It explains a lot more. We get more of a background on Usui, the main character, as to why he is the way he is, his family, where he comes from, why he's where he's at, considering he's kind of like one like he's very very accomplished. But we get a little bit more in depth stuff about him, and obviously like that's why I ended up, wanting to, finish it. Because sometimes there's animes where like, oh, we're never gonna get a second season, and so like, if we're never gonna get a second season or continuation, I gotta know how this ends, right? And that's what it was with me with Maid Sama. So, for me personally, I'm gonna put this one under the A category as well. My Love Story. That one was such a cute anime. That one, before I even start talking about it, I'm gonna put it in the A category. It's such a cute, adorable romance anime. About the quote unquote not good looking guy. Getting the cute, loving, adorable girl, caring, nurturing girl. Love at first sight type of stuff. There was a little bit of misunderstanding in that first episode or two, but everything is cleared up. There isn't really any drama that arises. Nothing too over the top. It was just a cute, adorable little. I believe it was 24 episodes. Yeah, I think it was 24 episodes. A cute 24 episode anime that was just. It was like an overflow of like I guess you could say an overflow of cuteness. Just like an overload of sprinkles. Candy sprinkles. Like it was that one of those kind of animes. So if you're a fan of those like adorable, cute, lovey-dovey type of animes with like little to no drama, then I would recommend My Love Story. So it was a good watch. It was a cute watch, and it's definitely something that you can binge. Let us see. Origiri. Whew. My romantic teen comedy. I remember watching the first two seasons, right? The animation obviously changed from the first season to the second season. It's a big change in animation. Some people prefer the first season animation. That's an ongoing argument with any kind of anime that switches animations. I prefer the second season animation and on up into the third season. It was a really good watch. Definitely a really good watch. I remember back then when I first got introduced to this one, I saw it, didn't watch it right away. I kind of waited. Then I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll cave. I watched the first season. I did enjoy it very much. We get introduced to all the main characters. Yukino, Hikigaya. It is Hikigaya, right? It's been so long since I've watched it, and I'm completely drawing a blank on her name. You're. Oof. Well, come with me, guys. We're about to go on a little. See, that's. You could tell I'm clearly a Yukino girl, or Yukino guy. I mean, like I was rooting for Yukino. So, Yui. There we go. Yeah, Yui, Yukino, and Hikigaya. So, sorry, let me go back to this. First season was good. Second season, there was some drama in the first season. We maybe had like a little hint of romance. And the feelings, starting to develop, right? Second season, we see it a little bit more. We get a better, not a better, but like a little understanding as to why Yukino is the way she is. And then obviously when I saw it at the time, there was nothing announced for a third season. So like I the way it ended, it was like oh my gosh, like it just ended on such a cliffhanger where you're like, no, there's no way they can end it like this. Like there has to be a continuation. Finally, years later, it got announced that we were going to be getting a season 3 that would complete the entirety of Origiri, my romantic teen comedy. It would complete it entirely, the story, the main light novel story. So we finally got it, and then we got everything leading up to it, which would eventually lead to for me, the good ending. For a lot of people, the good ending. Some people, it's up to debate as to who should have won. If you guys haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil that for you. Obviously, those that did, you guys already know. But it was a lot leading up to that point. There is definitely a lot of drama, definitely a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of young love, not knowing fully what you're like, understanding your emotions. They're in high school, right? They're in high school, so they're understanding all that, learning, growing, a lot of ups and downs. But it was for me. It was a really, really, really great watch. I am personally gonna put or you're under the S tier. I believe I have a Yukino figure. If you guys can see it in the in the camera angle. So as you could tell, I was on Team Yukino. But yeah, definitely an S tier watch for me. Definitely an S tier watch for me. And then we got another one that automatically for me. I'm sorry, don't. I'm gonna explain this one a little bit, but this one's an S tier for me. Love is War. Love is War for me. Whoopsie, sorry there. S tier. S tier. The first season. Oh my gosh, that first season was so good. Certain episodes, certain scenes that I would go back and rewatch because it made me legit laugh out loud. Like it was that funny. It was legit that funny. Second season was really good, but I feel like the first season just because like it caught me off guard with how funny it was. Like I wasn't expecting this kind of anime to be, like a crazy like laugh out loud comedy for me. Yes, romance, there's drama, all that stuff. But in that first season, it was just an introduction as to who these characters were, as to obviously the president, obviously Kaguya, Ishigami. I'm forgetting someone. I feel like I'm forgetting the most important one. My goodness. See, it's been a while since I've watched some of these watched these animes. Chica, how can I forget Chica? There was that year in COVID where she exploded with her little Chica dance. But yeah, we were getting introduced to the student council. Every episode had like a different like little mini episode within it, if that makes any sense. Like every episode, like challenge, like for today's challenge, the president wins, Kaguya wins. Like obviously, love is war. They're battling against each other because they both have feelings for each other, but refuse to admit it because they're in a battle. They're in a war. Love is war. They want to see who caves in first, as far as their romantic feelings. Obviously, the president is more open behind the scenes to himself about his love for Kaguya. Kaguya is a little more like resent. I was like, I'm not in love. I'm just infatuated with him. Like, oh, he's so endearing. He's, oh my god, look at him. Like, she's full out of love without saying she's in love, especially to her Hayasaka, her maid. Until and then we get the second season. We get a little more of like romance, more drama. The third season, obviously, a little bit of it's a lot of combination of comedy, love, drama, misunderstandings for sure. There is a movie, I believe, as well. I actually haven't completed the third season, so I am just ranking these off the first two seasons. The first season is S tier, and the first couple episodes that I watched from season 3 are all S tier. I haven't fully finished the third season, which I heard was really good, as well as the movie. So for a lot of you guys that haven't checked that out yet, I'm with you guys in that boat. But those first two seasons, especially that first season, that was for me like, that's a masterpiece romantic comedy right there for me personally. So yeah, we're gonna go with S tier. And then we have another S tier one. Oh my goodness, back to back S tiers. How about that, huh? The Dangers in My Heart, 2 seasons. Now, when I first saw that first episode of that first season, I did not think that I was going to enjoy this anime as much as I did. The character progression, the character arcs, the emotion, the romance that slowly blossomed between the two main characters. It was absolutely just beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch. Obviously, there's side characters that you kind of get invested in as well that are very enjoyable. Sometimes there's some romance animes where like it fails to kind of give you like secondary characters to gravitate towards. This one had them. It was very enjoyable. The first season was great. The second season was a masterpiece. The way it ended, just young kids in love, understanding their emotions, what they're feeling. Everything about it was an absolute masterpiece, in my opinion, an absolute masterpiece. And the way it ended, if you guys haven't checked it out already, I highly, highly, highly recommend you give it a chance and you give it a watch. I guarantee you're gonna enjoy it. And if you don't, well, maybe it's not your taste, maybe it's not your cup of tea. But if you enjoy romance animes and you enjoy these kind of romance animes, these like little slow burn, understanding your feelings, the character growth, the emotion side, like everything kind of put together into one. This is the anime for you guys, and I highly recommend. This is a masterpiece, and I don't use masterpiece for a lot of animes entirely. Like there's only very select few animes or even certain seasons that I say masterpiece for, and this one was a masterpiece. Loving Yamada-kun at level 9999. Oh man, dude. This one I really enjoyed as well. I really did enjoy this one. There is some misunderstanding. There is some like discovering some little. It's a 13 episode, I believe, anime where it's not so much of a slow burn because it's only 13 episodes, but it kind of it's like the romance slowly is hinted and hinted and hinted until bam, it hits. And the payoff was fantastic. The payoff was amazing. I loved it. Like I said, I don't want to give too many of these an S tier. This one definitely for me, I would put it in there, but I'm going to give it an A because I feel like there's going to be a second season of this. And maybe it's going to be even better than the first season. I have been reading and staying up to date with the manga to an extent, and it gets really, 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 really good. It gets really, really good. So I'm sure it's going to be up there in the S tier. But yes, Loving Yamada level 9999, fantastic watch, a great watch, romance, some little bit of drama, a little bit of understanding this new feeling of love, right? This new feeling of love. It's great watching Yamada's character growth as well. Then we get to My Dress Up Darling. My Dress Up Darling is another one that I believe we're getting a second season for. It's currently only has one season up to date. Another great watch. It was a great watch. Going from obviously the main character working on the Hina dolls to eventually working with Marin and helping her with her cosplaying dream and cosplaying different outfits from different animes that she watches, and then we get more characters introduced to the story that help with the cosplaying or a part of the cosplaying scene. We slowly see Marin falling in love with the main character, and that gets even stronger and stronger and stronger. I don't think he's fully there yet because he's slowly starting to try to understand these feelings and why he wants to be with Marin by her side and helping her. We're getting a second season, so we're probably going to get more in depth on that. I read the manga for this. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the manga is just it's a great read. It's a great read. Also, if you're into some of those fan service scenes, obviously My Dress Up Darling has that as well. And they're pulled off in a very comedic way too as well. But I mean, it's cosplaying. I mean, sometimes a lot of cosplayers show a little too much, and obviously this one's kind of falls into the same category with that. But it's a great romance. It's a great romance. It's a great rom-com. Just two high schoolers, falling in love, right? One already is in love, and one is still trying to figure that out or understand that, I guess, if that makes any sense. For me, I'm gonna put this one. Oh man, I'm gonna put this one in the A category. And then we go to Horimiya. That one just finished up. The first season was fantastic. It was straight and to the point too. Like this one you can't even consider a slow burn romance because that one it took what? Don't want to spoil too much, but it took 3 episodes, right? 3 episodes and boom, we got the result, right? Got the result. Then we get all these different types of arcs that happen, these little side stories from different characters, and then we have other characters that are potentially falling in love with each other. Some that were in love with Hori obviously got their heart broken because he got the girl. So it's great. It was a great watch, a great read, a great watch. I believe. It's completed entirely. I think they just released a Horiyama something missing pieces. So content from the manga that wasn't fully introduced to the first 2 seasons of the anime were put in this new little like mini, I guess, sequel called Missing Pieces, so you can kind of get a better idea of certain scenes and how they kind of correlated with one another. A great watch, an amazing watch. I'm gonna put this one under the A category as well. A category, borderline S tier. A lot of these are borderline S tier, to be honest. Excuse me. And then we go to Komi-san Can Communicate. It's the last anime romance that we're gonna tier rank. Komi-san Can Communicate. Obviously, it's about the main character. She doesn't really communicate much through her voice, vocally, right? And basically, Taro helps her with that. Becomes her friend. Her goal is to have like over 100 friends, I believe. It was something like that. It's been a while since I've seen the first season. And over time, the new friendships are developed. A romance slowly starts to bloom in the sense that they start kind of like, feeling like, I'm in love, right? A lot of these, as you can tell, I read the manga for. I'm not up to date with the manga here, but I have been hearing a lot of good things that are happening. So it's not done yet as far as the anime goes. The manga is still ongoing, but I think the manga is supposed to end soon. But the anime is still ongoing. I believe they finished up wrapping up their second season, and I believe, let me just double check, they are due for second season. I believe it's 2 seasons currently that are completed, and I believe a season 3 is soon. Season 3 should be confirmed fairly soon, hopefully. I believe I read something back that it was confirmed that we were getting one, but I don't know about the date as to when it will be released. But yeah, there are 2 seasons of it. Definitely an anime that I would recommend you guys watch. A lot of these are animes that I would recommend you guys watch, like all of them. Give them a shot. Give it the 3 episode anime rule, right? But Komi-san Can Communicate for me, A as well. These are all definitely ones that I would recommend. I believe the only ones that don't have a continuation as far as like, the ending, like the legit ending, would be Maid-sama and actually, yeah, just Maid-sama. Maid-sama, just because that one was an old one. That one was, I believe, 2011, 2010 that it was released. So that's the only ones that don't have an ending. So if you want to find out the ending for that one, don't hold your breath for a second season. You would have to read the manga to find out the true ending. But all these other ones are either completed or are still ongoing with the manga. So the anime is still ongoing, and with the popularity of a lot of these that became really, really mainstream popular wise, we're gonna get a conclusion for these animes. But yeah, those are all 10 of the animes that I would recommend to you guys on my tier ranking system. Obviously, we got 3 in the S tier, 7 in the A. No B's, no C's, no D's. These are all really good. Definitely ones that I would recommend you guys give a shot. Remember, try to give it that 3 anime episode rule. Right? It's the least we could do. So, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with these? For those of you guys that have watched these already, do you guys agree with my tier ranking? For those of you that haven't watched it, maybe go give it a shot. Come back to the video. Comment what you guys thought. Was I off? Was I on point? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. There'll be more content like this coming fairly soon to you guys. So until the next video, I will see you guys next time.